Outstanding.
Welcome again to another video. It's your boy eldohradoproductions. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at eldohradoproductions.com. Today we're going to talk about a particular plugin. It is called Metric AB from Plugin Alliance, and it is not a plugin that will add certain other effect to your tracks. However, this plugin I use it particularly in mixing and mastering. The way I use it in mixing is the last plugin on my 2-bus, and it contains the demo track on it that I probably might get from the client, or a song that I have tracked. You know, the vibe that we have been going with during the whole recording, or the vibe that artist has been going with. I like to put it in here and my phone, and during the mixing and the AB comparison, you know, I like to switch between the demo and the mix track that I'm working on to see what, you know, the changes that I've made, things that haven't been there, or whatever the case may be. Now, in this video, I use it on was Alpha EP, consists of 8 songs, and the tracks that you see down here are the mixed versions of the songs. This is over on the B side, and over on the A side is the mastered version of each track. Now, this plugin is not only for references, but it shows you a lot more things. On the playback section, you can see the waveform and how you really want the waveform to, how you want the track to really, the reference track to react with the one that is in the session. However, I like to have mine on sync because, say for instance, you know, the songs on the EP are different length, so I like to reference it in regards to the songs that are already here. So whenever, say for instance, it's playing somewhere here, you know, use it as an example. So go to grid, put it at the bar, and we go zoom in here and just play this section here. I'm going to go here, select this. It's already been selected, so I'm going to play.
Baby girl, it's alright. Baby girl, it's alright.
So as you can see, it is synced up with the corresponding track of this particular master. So as you can see, it plays a vital role for me during mastering, and you have a lot more settings than sync. You have cue, manual, latch, whatever might works best for you. If it's a case where you need to level match, you can also do it here, and it automatically adjusts the levels between the 2 songs to match, so you have a consistent level A being before you actually do anything else. Okay, so resuming, my dog them start bark. Anyways, sorry for the interruption. Gonna take a while for really go through this video because I don't really want to blast through this particular plugin, because it's a plugin that I religiously use. Now here you can see the type of audio format, the sample rate, the bit depth, what type of file and the average LUFS for this particular file, right in this section here. Now, on the other side here, you have the spectrum, which you know, tell you if your the spectrum meter here is show you the peak and average, you know, respectively, of the particular track that you're working on. So I'm going to switch it to the mastered version.
Baby girl, it's alright.
So you can see the different. You can see the layered. You can do it single or dual here between two.
Baby girl, it's alright.
You know, you can look at the peaks. You can, you know, average. You can switch between these things. I like to keep it on layered to see, you know, between both that I'm working on. I really don't use this as much during mastering, but it is important to know, you know, this section. You can really look at the average peaks, and there's a few tricks to it still.
Baby girl, it's alright.
To learn. You can save settings among other things also. Here you have the correlation meter. If your mixes are phasing and stuff like that, you can really, you know, look at that with actually same settings from the spectrum view. Here you have the imaging of the track, so you can see visual representation here of how wide the track is. So for a small demonstration, I'm going to go in use our next song and go here and just I'll click here, mute this and unmute here.
Me and you,
Alright, let me just use single.
me and you, girl. You are my world. Way up in my arms, you feel.
So as you can see here, the image from the preview, from the mixed version versus the mastered version of the stereo imaging here that you have. Yeah, so I'm going to put it back on layered dynamics. You can see how loud your song is and how much dynamics you're losing while getting your songs louder, because dynamics are really important within music, because the louder your song is, this is more dynamic range you lose over time, and you can do different adjustment of the dynamic range that you're heading for. So mastering or mixing, during mixing you can have a average dynamic range that you need in within your mix versus on your mastering. You know, you don't really want to go below that dynamic range, because again I said, the louder your track is, the more dynamic range you lose. So please do keep that in mind, because it is very important to mastering. So over here on this section you have LUFS, and for this one, for this target loudness level that I have for this mastering is -8, but however I don't peak there. I just put it there because I want to peak at -9. So I don't think they have some preset here, like for Spotify you have -14, you have YouTube -13, you have Tidal -60. You know, it's a sort of crazy stuff. So because I want to peak at like around -9, -10. I had to put it on load master, so I can have the integrated short term and the momentary ranges being read digitally, because during mastering I don't want to be like, especially my short term LUFS, I don't want to be over a certain threshold, because I have to be considerate of my dynamic range and how hard I can hit any particular track, because I cannot master every track the same, because every track sonically is different, you know. So there are certain songs that can manage certain loudness, or instrumental that can manage certain loudness, while other instrumentals or songs cannot manage certain loudness. So I have to bear these things in mind during mastering, and it is really important that you practice these things also. So without further ado, I guess that is it for this video, and hope me really explain something. And I'm going to say again, this is a plugin that I use religiously on all my mixes, because, you know, I'm not in a super treated environment, and I want to know that during mixing and mastering I have somewhat of good references in terms of digitally looking at something versus what I'm hearing through the speaker, because as I said, I'm not in a super treated environment for music mixing. So thank you again for watching this video. If I missed anything, or you want me to emphasize on anything more, please do leave some comments below, and I'll reply as soon as I'm able to. So without further ado, again, until next time, it's a boy Eldorado. Peace out.